Under British rule, here you have the Union Jack. And the British left and we took over. Here was an old city neglected over hundreds of years, which had to be brought into a good shape. And we asked famous people all over the world to join the Jerusalem Committee. So you have the Jerusalem Committee, you have the Jerusalem Foundation, and you have a great number of individuals who helped us. And without this international help, we wouldn't have achieved the comparatively pleasant town that we have achieved today.
Very happy to have you here with us, Mr. Hitchcock.
Lovely to be here, Mr. Mayor.
And I hope you'll have a very nice day in Jerusalem. You know, it's a very old city.
Yes,
3,000 years.
Well,
I prepared a little symbol, the arms of the city, you know,
Good.
the Lion of Judah and the wall of Jerusalem and the name of Jerusalem and the olive branch around it, because Jerusalem is the city of peace.
yes.
City of peace. This is what it means in Hebrew.
We have 40 Christian denominations. We have repaired, for instance, in Jerusalem, after we came back, a great number of churches. Sometimes we had to absorb some Christian refugees, like Armenians who had to run away from somewhere. And we were...
בסדר, כל בסדר, תודה רבה.
יופי לראות אותך. The Arabs wanted a monument for their war dead. And I felt that as many Arabs were killed here, that was a justified demand. Eventually we had a meeting at the city council, and the faction of the Likud prophesied that this would be the place from which all the demonstrations would start. From here they would start conquering the city. And they were violent speeches. Difficult to remember, difficult to imagine. I think it was the most violent meeting of the city council we had until the early hours of the morning. But we had a majority and we decided, and this was built. And I think it's an honor to the city that we allow everybody in the city, every section in the city, to commemorate their dead. No revolution has ever started, no demonstration has ever started. There are great differences between the Arabs and us. and they cannot be overbridged. But by overbridging the small differences, we can make life easier.
We pay tax, Mr. Teddy, like any other Jewish. And
And you think you don't get your share?
yes,
Well, I think you are not correct. I'll tell you why. A great deal of money is spent on things which are not services. For instance, when we came here and united the city, only 10% of the population had running water. 90% didn't have running water, they went to the well. Today, 99% of the people all around Jerusalem, in all the things which you recognize as Jerusalem or not, but which we regard as Jerusalem, they all have water. Today you have in the whole of the old city and in some other parts, not too many, it should have been much more, a great deal of normal, civilized being.
Jerusalem is a city that has more obligations than any other city. We have historical monuments we have to take care of, whether they are Jewish, Christian, Muslim, or what they are. We founded the Jerusalem Foundation, to which everybody, Jews and non-Jews, could contribute. Well, first of all, I still have a lot of things to wind up from 28 years of being a mayor. There are many things that have gone over to the municipality, but there were also a number of things that are personal that I have to complete. I also helped the Jerusalem Foundation continuously with the raising of funds that are just as much needed as before, if not more so. And that's that. It's a full day's work.
My question is, none of the sides wants to give Jerusalem up. We don't want to give them up, and the Palestinians don't want to give it up. Now, I've heard somebody say, I don't remember who, that maybe there is a possibility of making, the only real good solution would be to make the old city an international place.
It would be a disaster for the city. You are all young, you haven't seen the city when it was divided. Arabs have lots of complaints, many justified, many I think not justified, or brought about by themselves. But a divided city, whoever has seen that, will not want it to be repeated again. I was up on the mount the other day for some kind of a conversation with the Mufti, and I said to him, you know, you have this only temporarily. He said, why temporarily? I said, until the Messiah comes. When the Messiah comes, he will decide if it will be yours or ours. He said, why do you think that the Messiah won't be a Muslim? I said, well, it's unlikely, but if it happens, we'll accept what the Messiah says. But that's true. That's true. If not, the war will continue for 500 years. We shall not return East Jerusalem to the Arabs. But we will within Jerusalem can give the Arabs the rule of borough over East Jerusalem, but we shall not divide the city.
What are the ways which make the relationship between the two sides in Jerusalem very good?
Have you ever invited somebody from the other side to your house? Try it once. Let the Palestinians try to invite once people they met here to their houses, and vice versa.
I think Jerusalem is in the limelight, whatever happens. Everywhere in the world, people are looking towards Jerusalem. And the way how we behave towards minorities in Jerusalem is determining to a great extent the attitude of nations towards us. In the end, it will depend to the major part on us and our behavior towards ourselves, how we build Jerusalem and what we do to strengthen Jerusalem and so on and so on. I'm holding here a leaflet that we brought out many years ago on one of Mr. Ben-Gurion's late birthdays. It has his drawing on it, but the most important thing is what he said. He said it in Hebrew, but here's the translation. The state of Israel will be judged by its moral worth and human values. We cannot afford to be a state like every other state.
יום הולדת שמח, לחיים. לא דבר.
I don't know.